If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, man. Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to hear some tone samples from the N.A.G, not a Gibson, and the Leo Jaymz Kit Guitar, and just kind of hear the sound differences. So I'm going to go right to the tone comparisons now with a little bit of dialogue as I play. And then I'm going to come back at the end of the video and discuss just the playability of the guitars, what I heard. I'd love to hear what you hear. Hey man, put it in the comments. What do you hear as we play these guitars? Those of you who've been hanging on the channel know that I've been working on these LP to LP comparison of these budgets. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome man. Come back and hang out with us anytime. Put in the comments, what do you hear? What do you think? Look forward to hanging out with you. Now, let's get into it. I got both volumes and both tones on 10. I probably wouldn't always have those on 10, but middle. Neck. Neck. Did the cowboy chords. We did little, yep, did all that. Did a little. Bit of that right there. Let's throw a little reverb, a little delay on there, just for fun, since we're having fun. Man, I hope you're hanging out, having a good time, man. Man, I hope that whatever you're doing today, man, I pray that you're hanging out with people that you dig and digging who you're hanging out with, man. Do the stuff you love to do, man. Life is too short not to, my friends. Life is too short. Enough of that. tune, man. I got a little bit of a buzz here on the 3rd fret still. It's awful. Just know that I'm aware of that. That always gets me, that riff. Yep. Yeah, man. I think there's some pretty decent tones here. Hey, I know you're done with that riff, man. You're tired of hearing it all. The fast forward stuff, man. But hey, it's one of the only riffs that I know that I didn't steal. I don't think I did. Anybody recognize that? Is that from something, or is it just in my head? I don't know. I hear it all the time. All right, let's get the N.A.G back out. Man, I love hanging out with you guys, man. I really, really do. Really, really do, man. Yeah, we're talking about doing a live stream, man, where everybody's like zoomed in and we're doing stuff and talking. And man, that'd be fantastic. Some of you, man, like to hide a little bit more in the shadows, as it were. But you know, hey, you do you, man. That's what I say. All right, I know I need to. Let me strap up on this thing, man, because I just not comfortable. There we go. Now, since we tuned the Leo, let me just check, okay? This. I have not done nut work yet to the N.A.G, so could have something going on there. I put 10s on it. The slots are really for 9s. Probably all my fault. Hey, put it in the comments. Ted, don't ever do that again. All right. Yeah, man. Both of the guitars have really nice sustain. They really do. And I know I've got compression on. Let me turn that off just in case. Let me turn all the pedals off again, okay? Just the amp. Pretty good sustain, I think. Yeah, so I'll go back to compression, verbiage. Little DD on it. Neck position where I would be. Yeah, I was talking to Sean, man, playing on bass. And Sean said, hey, man, you know, when you're hanging out around the house and jamming, neck position is cool. But if you were in a band mix, man, you go to solo, you need to be in the bridge cut above the mix a little bit. I thought that was good counsel. See if I can remember all that and go to Leo now. Alright, no compression, no verbiage, no DD, no nothing, just the amp. We're talking about sustain on the N.A.G. This Leo's got pretty good sustain as well. Comp, verbiage, DD, neck position. Yeah, man, I think both these guitars sound pretty good clean. Again, if I was playing in a gig context or even just around the house, I wouldn't have everything on 10, man. I would bring down the volume some just to get some of the aggressiveness off of the sound. And I may from time to time come off the tone just a little bit, man. But hey, you do you. Well, that's the clean tones, man. And it's not a lot of playing and all of that. It's just, I just wanted to give you a touch of the sound of the cleans. We'll come back in just a second, man, and we'll hear some dirt tones. So, thanks for hanging out. Well, yeah, guys. So that is the tone samples. And surprisingly, I think, just to me, both of these guitars sound a whole lot alike. So I mentioned in the side-by-side sort of under the hood comparison of the N.A.G and the Leo, man, that they both have sort of this weird notch right here, or imperfection. A little bit of a gap between the veneer and the wood there, and I suspect that these guitars may have been made in the same factory or the same kind of factory. They are both made in China, obviously, and so there's a lot of similarities to them. To my old rock and roll ears, the pickups sound surprisingly similar to me. So I would dig it, man. If you listen to the tone samples, let me know in the comments. Do you hear any differences? I'm going to reserve my comments about the difference of the sound because I don't want to sway what you might think. Just suffice to say, I think that there's a lot of similarities. They certainly both sound like humbuckers. Okay, let's talk about the playing experience and kind of what I picked up on just as I compared the tones and the playability of the guitar. So one, again on the Leo, you've got a thinner neck, sort of a modern C shape. So it plays a little bit more like a Tele plays in terms of the feel of the neck. This guitar went out of tune more frequently than the N.A.G did. That's even after I've done some work to the nut. So if I keep this guitar around the shop long term, I'm going to want to replace that nut. I did put 10s on it, then I broke the high E string, so that's actually a 9 because I didn't have any more 10s and I didn't want to waste a new pack just in some tone samples. So I don't think that affects the sound too much. But yeah, man, this guitar, what's interesting about it is that I can have all of the pedals on. I can be in boost, I can have the screamer on, I can have the compression shot up, and I can sit right here and play it and just full bore distortion and not get any feedback, not get any problems. Now I did copper shield the pickup cavities of this guitar, but I also did that on the N.A.G. By contrast, the N.A.G, if I had the board on and I go into any kind of drive, whether it's a lot of drive on my compression pedal, but the minute I kick in the screamer and dare I go boost, man, feedback out, I mean for days feedback. I had to stand way over. That's why in the dirt tone samples, I'm standing over there because I couldn't sit here and play anything with any kind of drive with these pickups. So one would think, well, they're humbuckers and you can't be that close to all of your equipment and not get feedback. Well, here's the thing, guys. The Leo didn't do that at all. So on the Leo, I got no feedback when I'm in high gain sitting right here. This guitar, lot of feedback. And I did copper shield the cavities of these pickups. I did the same exact thing to the pickups. So I don't know. This guitar, by contrast, it does not have a modern C neck. It has more of a 50s style, old school, traditional LP, kind of fat, beefy, chunky baseball bat, whatever terminology works for you. It did stay in tune much better than the Leo did in the playing experience. By the way, I did get the readings for the pickups. So in the bridge position of the N.A.G, we were at 9.55. In the middle, 5.02. In the rhythm, we were at 10.60. The Leo was 940 in the bridge, 5.02 in the middle, almost exactly the same. And the rhythm, the neck of the Leo was 10.80. So I found that to be of interest. The other thing that's interesting about the guitars, the Leo weighs in at 9.2 pounds. This weighs in at 9.6 pounds. per my weighing apparatus. I'd be embarrassed to tell you how I weigh guitars. But anyway, both were weighed in the same methodology. Okay, so there you go. All right, well, let's talk about it other than just play and sound. I like the way the N.A.G plays. I really like this guitar. If this guitar were a Honeyburst, man, my LP search would be over in terms of a budget, like sub $300, sub $200 guitar. I'd stop. I'd probably put a bone nut on it and maybe look at the tuners. I need to give the tuners a little bit more time. There's no slack in the tuners. Two Bike Mike has a guitar kind of sort of like this one that he was talking about the tuners being pretty good. These tuners are pretty good. There's no slack in them. The nut, I've not filed the nut at all on this one. Okay, so I did do nut work to the Leo, but not on the N.A.G yet. So yeah, man, I think if she were a different color, man, I'd be done with my LP budget search. But here's the thing about it. So to me, and I get it, guys, look, and I know that some of you are still wrestling with the ethical nature of a fake Gibson, okay? Man, my wife went to New York with some of her friends a few years back, and she bought a fake Prada purse on the street. She loves that purse, man. All of her friends love that purse. All of her friends want to buy that purse from her, and she tells all her friends it's not a Prada bag, and they all say the same thing. I don't care. So I don't know if you care or not about the Gibson logo on here, and again, I'm thinking I'm going to do something about that. I've got a few creative solutions that I'm reviewing, but I don't have any problem with it. It's just like a fake Rolex or a fake Prada bag or off-brand coffee, man. You know, it's a guitar design. Now that said, what I like about this, and I recognize that they are trying to counterfeit, and so because they're trying to counterfeit the guitar, it looks more like an LP. Okay, what do I mean by that? One is this horn, the shape of this, it's not all pointy, and I kind of dig that curvature. The girth of it is about the same, so I don't think that that's really a big deal. I think that the hump here on the body is less intrusive and defined as it is on the Leo. And maybe maybe on the Leo guitar they were just trying to get away with from copyright infringement, so they were just changing things up, and I respect them for that. I'm pretty sure that this guitar has a scarf joint on it. It has a little bit of the notch up here, but not enough where I would think that it's really got something going on there. Yeah, there's probably a scarf joint under there. Fortunately, I can't see it. The frets on this guitar, again, I've worked on them, I polished them, but I was looking at them while I'm playing, and I was looking at the fingerboard. I really dig it, man. I mean, it really did play well. So for me, guys, I think the N.A.G looks more like an LP, and I get that they're trying to, and I get that Leo is probably trying to not get sued by Gibson. It's a good plan. But the N.A.G, man, it feels more like an LP. It looks more like an LP. It plays more like an LP, at least to my old rock and roll ears, and just kind of how the guitar handles. The Leo, by comparison, again, it feels more like you're playing a tele neck, and I really don't dig the pointy horn here. Man, this guy is super picky. I know, right? Look, it's my guitar. I can be picky if I want to. There ain't nothing wrong with liking what you like, and I don't like that point right there. I'd like that to be more rounded. Both of the guitars, as I've said a couple of times, have this weirdness right here. I can live with all that. But she plays more like a tele, and the hump on the body is more profound, and it does have this weird kind of extra hump over here that you can see in the playlist of all the under the hood stuff if you'd like to do that. Again, I do like the fact that this guitar, even with all the drive on, was not squealing like the N.A.G was. So I've either got something going on in the pickups in the N.A.G or I don't know what. So I'm going to be looking into pickups. So what do I think overall? So for me, man, at the end of the day, the Kit guitar, $179 on Amazon, plus what I needed supply-wise to finish it, it's a $300 guitar. This, my friends, is a $217 guitar at my doorstep, tax, title, license, shipping, the whole thing. This guitar is clearly the winner in my mind. She looks more like an LP. She feels more like an LP. She sounds a little bit to me like an LP. You tell me what you think, man. Put it in the comments below. What do you hear in the sound sample? I know that they are very similar, but I heard just a couple of things when I was playing. Hey, man, I'd love to hear what you think about the tone samples and these two guitars. Which one would you buy, man? Have you ever done a Kit guitar like a Leo? How did that go for you? Have you ever had a Gibson? How was that adventure for you? Man, oh man, what an adventure this thing called life is, man. What a journey that we're on. Hey, man, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Hey, rock on with your best selves, everybody. Gibson or not, baby. Catch you down the road.